How much would it cost to study at Hogwarts? And who paid the teachers? It's a question that's often raised by fans, especially when we consider how expensive magical books, robes, potions, and wands are. For families like the Weasleys, who had multiple children going to school, and students like Tom Riddle, who come from poor background or an orphan boy, the question becomes even more interesting. How did they afford the costs of Hogwarts? Or were there other ways to support children in need? Let's start with the basic costs involved. Although we never see official Hogwarts fees mentioned in the books, it's clear that there are expenses involved in preparing for each school year. First-year students, for example, need a full set of books, a cauldron, scales, robes, and of course, a wand. For a family like the Weasleys, which had to send multiple children to Hogwarts over the years, these costs could definitely add up. But, although study materials and uniforms were expensive, many of these items could be bought secondhand. The Weasley family, for instance, regularly purchased used books and robes, with Ron often wearing hand-me-downs from his older brothers. Even Tom Riddle, who later became Lord Voldemort, had to rely on second-hand robes and books when he started school. Dumbledore himself helped arrange for these supplies, as he knew that Tom's financial situation was challenging. Dumbledore explained that Hogwarts had a special charity fund for students in need, ensuring that no child would have to miss out on an education just because they couldn't afford the necessary supplies. This fund covered items like second-hand robes and basic supplies, allowing students from all backgrounds a chance to succeed at school. Now, when it comes to actual tuition fees, the answer is surprisingly simple. Hogwarts didn't charge any tuition fees. This might seem unusual, especially for such a well-established and prestigious magical school, but there was a reason behind this decision. The Ministry of Magic considered magical education extremely important. For the Ministry, it wasn't just about teaching students spells and charms. The Ministry also saw Hogwarts as a place where young witches and wizards would learn how to control their powers, understand the responsibilities that come with magic, and develop discipline. This wasn't just important for the students themselves, but also for the magical community as a whole, as well as for the safety of the non-magical population, known as Muggles. Imagine if young witches and wizards were left to learn magic on their own, without proper guidance. They might accidentally hurt themselves or others, or they might use their powers irresponsibly. To prevent this, the Ministry of Magic made it a priority to fund every student's education at Hogwarts. They wanted to ensure that no child would miss out on an education just because of money, and they believed that every magical child should be able to attend Hogwarts, regardless of their family's financial situation. So the Ministry of Magic stepped in to cover all the main expenses of Hogwarts students, including their boarding, meals, and other daily needs. The students didn't need to pay for their dormitories, and meals were provided without any cost to the students or their families. The entire Hogwarts experience, education, housing, and food, was covered by the ministry, as they understood the importance of giving young witches and wizards a safe and structured environment for learning. But who paid the teachers and handled the school's other financial needs? Just like the students' expenses, the Ministry of Magic also took responsibility for paying the Hogwarts staff. Hogwarts teachers were directly funded by the ministry, so they received salaries without needing the school to charge tuition fees. These teachers, who were experts in various magical fields, played a critical role in training the next generation of witches and wizards, and the ministry recognized the value of their work. By ensuring that teachers were compensated, the ministry helped create a stable environment where Hogwarts could continue its mission of educating young witches and wizards. Now, it wasn't just teachers who worked at Hogwarts. The school itself was a large castle with vast grounds, and maintaining it was a big task. For general upkeep, cleaning, and kitchen work, Hogwarts relied on house elves. These magical creatures worked willingly and without wages, taking pride in their tasks and enjoying the work they did. House elves had a long history of serving in magical households, and they often considered service a part of their tradition. While they didn't receive salaries like the teachers did, they were an essential part of Hogwarts life, helping keep the school clean, preparing meals, and assisting behind the scenes. House elves like Dobby, who we meet later in the series, were happy to work at places like Hogwarts, where they felt they had a purpose. In many ways, their work contributed to keeping costs low and ensuring that the ministry could focus on funding essential aspects like education, teacher salaries, and student welfare. Well, many of you have asked this question, and if you have more questions, just comment below. I'll answer them in the next video. Also, if you enjoy longer videos, feel free to visit my channel, where I upload more top 10 videos about Harry Potter. Please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe.